over prepare for the call so you can over deliver in the call. Confidence is just earned preparation expressed calmly.
Right. And keep a win log. That's what so many people don't do. They judge themselves based on how many big wins did I have. They forget all the little wins
That's right.
along the way. Those tiny wins compound just like interest.
Right. Picture this great meeting, the numbers work, they nodded, the clients nodded. You leave thinking, done deal. Then radio silence. I will tell you that it wasn't the illustration, it wasn't your product, it was the conversation, or more accurately, the lack of one. You pitched, they hid, and the deal died in that space in between. So today, we're going to fix that without pressure, without gimmicks. We're going to build the kind of confidence that makes great closers look calm instead of pushy. We'll make it transferable to any high trust sell. I'm going to walk you through the exact approach for my book, The Closing Manual, build on my own personal experiences in several different industries that I've been in throughout my career. It's the same truth no matter what you do. So, are you ready? Just stop pitching and have a conversation. Find their why and then lead.
And if you're here for techniques you can use this afternoon, you'll get them. But first, you're going to hear why Kevin built the system the way he.
This is Plan Life Right. I'm Kevin Ross. Let's roll. Welcome back to the show that helps you sell with integrity, protect families, and keep your promises on paper and in real life. With me as my co host, professional devil's advocate, Mouth of the South, his new title, Matt Floyd.
And Kevin, I'm fired up about this one. Confident closers, they don't wing it, they engineer it. And today we're unpacking the conversation first. If you've ever felt that sick drop in your stomach when a yes turns into a ghost, then this one's for
We're pulling from what's worked for us in the annuity and the life, and we're translating it so any closer can use it. So first, let's start with the truth.
Kevin, before we talk technique, let's talk why. You've been number one in four very different. What did those rooms all have in common?
Matt, people buy certainty about their future. They don't buy products. Early in my institutional bond world, when I was selling to portfolio managers, I learned something most reps never do. The prospect doesn't want my pitch; they want my read on them. Same thing in material handling, which I did some consulting with them. These guys have seven-figure decisions hinged on whether I understood how they worked before I even begin to talk to them about what I sold. And then in the annuities in life, it's someone's retirement, their legacy. If I show up with slides and not with ears, I am the risk.
Right. So we're going to flip the alphabet all the way around, and why comes first.
Bingo. You're always your why as a salesperson, your why this your why is why a salesperson matters. So mine, I hate wasted potential. That's my why. Deals die because reps talk in paragraphs and they listen in seconds. They can't wait for the pitch. In the closing manuals, kind of my way of giving salespeople back their time and confidence. So they spend less time chasing, more time closing. And most important, more time serving the right people.
Right. And that's the heartbeat. Conversation over performance, no monologues, just real discovery.
Now, when you get that right, that piece right, the close is easy because the client hears their own logic played back. That's why this matters. You sound more intelligent because you're playing back their logic. So confidence, I call it, it's a deposit account. You fund it with reps. but not random reps, deliberate reps. So before you can get comfortable, you need to gain advantage.
Right. And confidence isn't volume, it's clarity. To walk in with three things. A 90-second value pass, what we call it, explain your core value in plain English under 90 seconds. Record it, listen back to it, cut all the fluff. Would your mom get this? I mean, if she's a financial advisor and you're explaining financial advice, she might get it,
Yeah,
but
right.
go pitch it to your neighbor who has no idea what you're talking about. See if he can get it. Or your kids even. Have your kids explain it back to you. If a kid can explain it back to you, you're on the right track. Then you got your objection. List your top 7 objections, and for each one of those, write a question to clarify, a reframe that aligns with their goal, and a path to decision. Practice until it's muscle memory, then practice under pressure with a timer on, with somebody interrupting you, loud music playing. That promise proof plan loop. Make a promise, protecting without adding risk. Show proof, a case study, and an illustration pattern. Present a plan with a clear next step with time.
Yeah, that's key. That being prepared is really what helps guys
Right,
because we talked about early. When you have prepared, you're confident. When you're confident, flows,
right,
right? So if you're creating certainty, what that preparation does,
right,
um, you're winning. If you're not certain about the value you bring, your prospect borrows your uncertainty. They take that, even though you think you may be hiding it, they can pick that up. The best salespeople ask questions that build certainty. So mindset starts with your intent. I'm here to diagnose and prescribe, never pressure.
right. Try this frame at the start of meetings. Here's the plan. I'm going to ask you direct questions, see if we can improve your income floor without adding risk. If I can't, I'll show you how. If I can't, I'm going to tell you that too. I mean, my time is the time I don't want to waste the most. And you've set a professional tone, not tap dancing around. You hit it with the front windshield.
Correct. Yeah. I'm gonna give you guys a mindset hack, I like to call it. You got to decouple your identity from the outcome. So your identity equals preparation plus behavior. The outcome equals timing plus fit. So when you stop taking no personally, you start hearing what the no is trying to tell you.
Right.
That's key.
And you got to pre-decide your close. You got to have your own, and not the words yet. I mean, don't come up with the moment. If A happens, closing. Not, I'm going to wait for 60 minutes
Correct.
and then I'm going to try to close. Let me talk to her for 30 minutes. Pick a moment, a defining moment. That's your close point, and you're going to be so confident when you hit that close. Easy for you. If they meet that criteria, we can map the steps to move forward today. If they don't, we prescribe the next steps. No drama.
Yeah, Cardone, he likes to say, over prepare for the call so you can over deliver in the call. Confidence is just earned preparation expressed calmly.
Right. And keep a win log. That's what so many people don't do. They judge themselves based on how many big wins did I have. They forget all the little wins
That's right.
along the way. Those tiny wins compound just like interest.
Right.
Booked a second appointment. That's a win. Hey, they picked up the phone this time. That's a win.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah, right.
maybe you've been calling them for 14
You
times. They
got
haven't
past
even
the
answered yet.
gatekeeper.
Got past the gatekeeper this time. Hey, they actually opened my email. I
Right.
mean, find a way to get a win out of everything. That'll just keep boosting your
Yeah,
confidence. I handled that fee objection clean. Didn't put 'em
that's right.
my prospect repeated my value statement. No, that's evidence. That evidence.
Right.
So, Kevin, I want you to get a little more in depth. So let's give people the bones. What's the spine of the closing man?
I think really there's 4 moves, in every industry, every room. The agenda promise, here's how we'll use the next 20 minutes, what I'll need from you, how we'll decide if we move forward today. Kind of setting you, framing it up. Why it works. Adults relax when they see the road and the exits. It's kind of like a roadmap. You're giving them the roadmap. This is what we're doing, and here's where we're getting off the road.
Yeah, and I bet you everybody who's watching this has sat down in somebody's office, whether it be a doctor, lawyer, CPA, insurance guy, and the first thing on their head is, "Gee, I wonder how long I'm gonna
Yeah.
be here."
I don't even want to be
Yeah,
here.
don't wanna be here.
I'd
How
rather
long
be
is
at the
this gonna
dentist.
take? And if you set that right off the bat, you've already their number one objection they sat down with has
You
already been handled.
just eased it. And then the why interview. I'm big on the why. 5 simple prompts that shift you out of pitch mode. Pitch mode drives me crazy. You know that.
Yeah,
So here we go. What has to be true for this to be a win? Okay, you're asking the client, what has to be true for this to be? If nothing changed for 10 years, what breaks first?
right.
Okay. What do you do or what do you want to never worry about again?
That's a big one.
Yeah, that's a real big one. A lot of times people miss that.
Yeah, and that'll be their number one objection when
That's
you
right.
go to close.
That's
If
right.
you can get that on the table, you can already be thinking about how you're gonna rebut that objection
Yeah.
at a time, and you're gonna be anticipating that objection.
And I think that's why a lot of people don't ask the question because they don't think they have the answer. You don't have to give that answer right away
Right.
before we miss it. Comes to self. So who does this decision protect besides you? So now you're framing it like I'm talking to you, but who else are we trying to
Right.
protect out
Like,
here
this
or help out?
benefits you, but who
Yeah,
also is
yeah.
protecting
What
you making the right decision?
right. You don't ask that, then I don't know if it really helps them or not. I was hoping to. They're confused.
Right.
So get
And
it out there in the open.
and it positions you as somebody who's trying to help. "Hey, help here." I mean,
Yeah.
how many times you said that when you're getting advice and they're
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah. I don't
"Listen,
need it. Yeah.
I'm just trying to help.
Right.
Like, you don't want my help, fine." But
Right.
it positions you as a helper rather than as a
That's right.
seller.
You're there to lead through. What's the cost of waiting 6 months? Why it works. People buy to protect something that they value. Your job is to find it and name it. People go, yeah, let me think about it. Let me get to it. Well, look, what do we need to think about? What have we not discussed? If you get into those, then you're going to find the why. There's
Right.
a why they're not ready to do it today. And usually, guys, it falls on you, the salesperson, because you didn't go and give them the map and you didn't follow the steps that's
Right.
in that book.
Yeah, I mean, and think of folks in our industry, right after the last "Hey, what's the cost of waiting 6 months?" If you asked that in November, December, could've got your clients out of the market before February.
That's right.
It was a bloodbath out there. You're not an investor. Trust us, it was a blood.
Yeah. What if clients like I didn't know about annuities, for example, they're planning on retiring in March and taking income out of their
Yep.
risk portfolio. And now they just lose 20%, plus they're pulling out, 4% of their money. Well, they got to make that 4% up plus the market down. And
Yeah.
so what people forget about in a decumulation phase, meaning they're taking income out now, um, they're always taking the income out. Uh, but then what are they doing on the other side? Um, what are they doing on the other side of the coin? If the market's dropping, they're taking that money out. They've got the market drop plus the
Right,
came out.
yeah, they're whittling away their nest egg almost as fast as the market is.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, just asking that question, 6 months down the line, what would the cost be like?
Yeah.
If the market drops 6 months from now, what's that look like for you?
Yeah.
If the market goes up 6 months from now, what's that look like?
So your job's to find that out.
Yeah.
So if you get in and get them talking about it, then that's going to help you solve the problem
Right.
and not just pitch a product.
And in
Right.
in my experience, especially in today's culture, there's not a lot of optimists out there. Most folks are pessimistic.
Yeah.
So if you ask them, "What's the cost of waiting 6 months?" They're gonna think, "What a negative cost."
Yeah.
Like, "Oh,
Yeah.
no,
Right.
the market could turn around. I can
Yeah.
make double my money." Nobody's gonna think that. They're like, "Ah, that's right. 6 months is a long time to
Well, it
have risk
depends.
out
I mean,
there."
right? If you're in your 20s, you got time. But if you're in your 60s and you're looking at retirement, it's a whole different
It
story,
is,
right?
yeah.
So you got to put the proof in their hands. So you got to bring them into the math. I'm a big math guy. You got to tap that number. What's in it for me as a client? What's in it for them? They need to see that. And ownership creates belief.
Right.
Okay. If they touch the numbers, they'll trust the outcome.
Right.
So you're asking their numbers, what do you need to live on?
Yeah.
Okay, that gives us a starting point. It's their numbers, they're going to open it.
Yeah, like, he showed me on paper and let me do the calculation
Exactly.
myself. I trust my own.
Yeah. And then there's the close map. There's really two smart options, both wins, one decision. Option A, start with X amount of money and we'll review it in 60 days. Or option B, set the full outcome. Now we'll schedule a 30-day check. And then you don't talk. You shut up, you listen, you let the silence go. If you start talking, which what most people salespeople do because they get nervous, and
Guilty.
and then,
Guilty.
and then they start talking over themselves. That the silence is the key. You've
Right.
presented it. You've given them option A or option B. Let them answer.
Yeah.
Don't give
How
them
are
an
they gonna
out.
tell you yes if you don't ever shut up?
Yeah. And here's why it works. Okay. You've already earned the yes in the discovery. That's why the discovery is so important. The close map just reduces the friction.
So, simple, clean, it sounds like conversation. It's not a lecture, it's not a
Right.
sales pitch. You're not an infomercial.
And
You're a talk show host. Treat
well,
yourself
that's the
like that.
point. It's all about the conversation. If you can't ask it sitting on a bar stool out a deck, does it belong in your clothes?
Exactly.
And everybody, oh, let me get the PowerPoint. PowerPoints for big. It's like everybody want to do a PowerPoint. Now, if you can draw it on a piece of paper at a bar, keep it simple. People buy simple,
Right.
right?
Yeah, you can fit your entire pitch on a bar napkin. Just draw a giant question mark.
Yeah,
And
right.
if you get stumped, ask a question. That's the best way to
Yeah,
keep them talking and the quickest way to a close.
right. The listeners, that run this on your next call, word for word, if you want. So, step one, you set the promise. Here's what that sounds like. Here's the plan. I'm going to ask a few direct questions to see if we can improve your income floor without adding risk. If we can, I'll show you how. And if not, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that as well. So does that seem fair?
Yeah. And he just asked a question that keeps them engaged.
Right.
You don't say, this is the plan and here's how it's going to go. And now I'm going to start.
Right.
Is that okay with you? It keeps them engaged and
That's
makes
right.
them feel like they're still part of this process.
And you're getting the affirmation. Right.
Right.
Right. That's the key. Um, then the why interview. What's the outcome that would make you say, well, that was worth it?
Right.
You know? So, find out their why. What is it? When we leave, what are you gonna say? Well, yeah, this was worth it.
Right. And then
That's a key.
you can keep hitting that along the way. Hey,
Exactly.
remember, we're
You
just
check
trying
you
to plan for retirement income. That's all we're
Yeah,
trying to do.
you're keeping it going.
Right.
You got them on the map. You're on the road, and we're trying to get to that exit, right?
Right.
Where they having the decision with option A or right.
Right.
We're keeping it simple. Here's another thing. On a scale of 1 to 10, how protected do you feel today, and what would you need to make it a 9?
Right.
Right? Because a lot of times people we meet with, they're uncertain. A lot of advisors don't go down that because we'll ask a question and they're even ask them that. But if you go from a scale of 1 to 10 where they feel like right now, then you've got a great question. Well, what do you think we need to do to make you feel like it?
And you
Or
can
9?
sell to that.
Yeah,
That's their pressure
they're
point.
they're telling you their why.
Yeah. They'll tell you how to sell them if you just listen.
Yeah,
What he does is they think the person they're trying to close wants to hear what they
right. You're right,
they really
exactly.
don't.
They
They
don't care.
usually don't.
They
I'm
don't
telling
care.
you that.
So another one, if a downturn hit next quarter, what keeps you up at night? So you just got permission to solve the right problem, concerns them the most. You've got in there without being evasive, right?
Exactly.
And then step 3 is show the math. You got to do it slowly. That's where I struggle because I do it all in my
Yeah,
head.
there's not a lot of folks whose math class was their favorite one at school, you
Right.
know?
I guess I was, but you got to keep it. You got to go slow. You got to do it with round numbers. You got to invite them in. So, for example, you put in 250,000. You show them. Here's the 250 we're talking about. See that line? This is your sleep at night,
Right.
okay?
And if
'Cause
if
that
they don't have something to write with and something to write on, how are they gonna participate?
that's right.
This is a lecture,
Yeah,
you know? So give them something to write. "Hey, go ahead and write that number down for me. That's your sleep at tight number. Remember, we're gonna keep thinking about that number while we're having this
right. So if you're a financial advisor, for example, make sure you've got hopefully letterhead with your pad of paper in there that they can write that down, right? And and show it. Or you could write it down and put the line through it, and then hand that to them at the end.
Right.
And then there's a close map. Two smart options. Start with 100,000, we review it in 60 days, or we'll set the full 250,000 now and schedule a 30-day check-in. Uh, what this does is it puts you in the best sleep at night zone. Then you shut up and you let them choose option A or B.
Yeah, the first one to talk loses.
That's a
Think
100%.
about that. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio says, Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
You can do it on any sales call. You just did your pitch, and you feel like you wanna say something else, but they haven't talked yet, just
Yeah.
let go ahead and
That's an
take your
old
win.
sales acumen that came out before he was even born.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
'Cause I heard it when I started way back
Yeah,
100
but it
years ago.
works. It
It
totally
does.
works. Let them tell you yes. What are you afraid of?
Yep.
That you're gonna get this deal? You get it
Yeah,
done faster than you thought? With
exactly.
fewer words? Oh, no. What's the
Eh,
worst thing that could happen?
right. And then for step 5, you gotta have a clean finish. So, once they choose, you say, "Great, let's get your driver's license down. We got a copy of that. Get a beneficiary info, and then we're gonna lock this in while the numbers still line up." Some people are like, "Oh, what are you talking about?" That listen, we're in a marketplace right now where Trump is trying to push the Fed Reserve to lower rates, but we've got CPI numbers that are conflicting that. They're showing inflation, PPI showing, but yet he wants us to lower rates. So that puts pressure on, if you're in the financial area, on financial instruments. It puts it on the annuity products, it puts it on the bond market, and it puts them also on the stock market inevitably. So you've got to frame it where they're not sitting there either trying to overanalyze. You keep it simple and you get them to, great, let's get your driver's license and Benny info. Um, you've got a commitment,
Right.
right?
And using the beneficiary, actually, if you go that route first, flip that application all the way to the back and start with the beneficiary info and say, "Let's get your beneficiary." Remember this, you wanted to protect Tom.
Yeah.
Let's get his information on here first, and then it reminds them that you're still looking out for who they are looking out, and it just helps them gain that trust. When it's time to go to the front page and you need their driver's license number, their social security number, their, "Uh-oh, this might be a scam." No,
Yeah.
they've already got Tom's information.
Right.
They'll rattle off that social faster and you can grab your pen.
Except the apps on the beneficiaries information is on the first page,
Oh, okay.
right below
Sometimes.
the ownership and annuity.
Sometimes, yeah.
Right.
On a final expense policy, it's usually the last page.
Okay. I don't do there's no money in final expenses. If you're doing final expenses, give us a call. We can change your life.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a nickel and dime deal at best.
But, you notice from everything and there's no pressure. There's no clarity. There's no, "I need your social right now, or we're not gonna be able to do this deal." You're not pressuring them. If you have a driver's license, go and grab that for me. We're gonna need
Yeah.
that. And do you happen birthday? I bet you do. What'd you get them last year? Keep it conversational.
Yeah,
Once you get
exactly.
in app, it doesn't go you don't go business class.
Right, right,
Keep it conversational throughout, and that'll keep you from over talking your sale. Because 'cause you'll run out of stuff to say if you're describing the application. You'll
right.
start giving them second thoughts. So, 0 hype, 0 pressure, just clarity.
Yeah, I think the clarity's important. The clarity really, it shows kindness, right? So if you are clear with the client, patient with the client, that's an act of kindness because believe me, a lot of people are like, let's just get through this. I got to get to the next one.
Right.
You you need to have clarity. Clients.
And if they're clear, you're probably gonna have less remorse. Our industry, buyer's remorse equals a charge.
Exactly.
So if they fully understand what they just got into, they know that you're looking
Right.
for the premium. They call the carrier, and you figure out what the heck. Now they're not even call. Have to
Ghosted.
yeah,
That was last
yeah,
week's.
you got ghosted. Yeah, watch that last episode, if that keeps happening to you.
Right.
But what do you do, I guess, when you feel that pushback brewing? Because it's
Yeah.
palpable, you can feel it
Well,
in the
that's a
room.
good question, and it happens, right? You gotta go back to the outcome. You gotta go back to the math, back to the risk that you're removing. You gotta remind them of the why that we're doing these things. Okay.
Right. So, Kevin, run us through an autopsy. I'm sure you've seen a couple deals die on the table. When a
Unfortunately.
deal dies, where did it bleed out?
Yeah. So here's how you got to look at this. It's not because you can't close. Okay. It's because in most instances they don't prepare the close. Okay. Here's what I mean. There's really four usual suspects. Number one, no agenda. So the meeting floats. You're all over the place. You got to have an agenda. You've got to stay on point. So you got to the fix here is you got to promise the path and the exit up front.
If it helps, print your agenda and hand it
Yeah.
to them. They got a
And,
concrete
and
plan
for
of
a
how
lot
this
of you guys
conversation's
out there,
gonna
you
go.
got to you got to read it as well because you're going to get off track here and take what could be 25 minutes, an hour because too much you're talking to. And then next you got it that pitch first. This drives me crazy. I see it, hear it all the time. You pitch first, you lead with features, not feelings. Here's the fix. It's why you interview before any math. You got to find out why they're there today.
Right.
What are they hoping to accomplish? Then you can talk about the features that actually identify what they've told you
Right.
they're looking to get accomplished here. There's no micro decision. You never ask, assuming we can deliver X without Y, is there anything that would stop us from moving forward today? I hear it all the time. It's so lame. Here's your fix. Here's your fix. You ask it, and then you let silence work. So what happens is, you know, you lay out that option A, option B, what we talked about it earlier, and then they start talking about the next thing, and the person never answered option A or option
Right.
B, right?
Yeah.
So you end up, they're like, you think you're moving down, and they weren't ready to move yet. There's a timing that you've got to be um, cognizant of.
Yeah, and asking them what's gonna stop us from moving forward today, you're pressuring them to make a decision right then on the spot.
Yep,
I mean, you're almost that used car salesman that pounds the roof of
that's
cars.
right.
"What do I gotta do to get you into a car today?"
That's right.
You're that guy. You
Right.
wanna be that guy? He doesn't sell a lot of cars. I can tell you that.
Right. And then there's the fuzzy next step. We'll follow up. I hate the follow up.
Yeah, the F
Translations.
word.
Here's yeah, yeah. I'll send you this. We'll follow up. Here's the translation of it. We'll follow up. But some people, oh, send them the email. They're good. We're good. You're not. You're never going to hear from them again. How many times have I said that? Well, good luck getting them on the phone again. Here's the fix. You book a 10-minute go, no go with the reason. Hey, I'm going to hold this illustration for 48 hours. If the numbers change, we'll rebuild them. But it's best if we make a decision. Back to what I said earlier. If rates decrease wherever we're talking now, they're not going to be available. So if you've got something out there with a client, hey, let's get this thing moving on. I mean,
Yeah.
we're ready. Picked option A. Let's go.
Yeah, don't say, "Yeah, take these numbers home, think about it, I'll give
Yeah.
you a call in a few days." It might
Doesn't
as well
work.
be a
You'll
few
never hear
years
'em.
if you tell them that. Say, "Hey, I want you to take these numbers home and look over them tonight. What does your Thursday look like? What's
Yeah.
your
Book it.
I have 11 and 1. Which one do you want?"
Right.
And let them know because it just reaffirms, "Look, time is of the essence. Don't
Right.
have all day. We've already been thinking about this for 65 years.
That's right.
We don't need any more time.
Right.
Look them over. I'm here for any questions Thursday." And that last line, probably, I'd say, Kevin, that saves more deals than any pitch deck. Specific beats vague every time.
Yep.
"I'll give you a call in a few days," versus "I will call you Thursday at 1 o'clock."
Right.
What sounds definite? What sounds wishy washy?
Right.
Like, "Oh, you'll call me in a few days," maybe if you have time. Why wouldn't you call me tomorrow?
Right.
Am I not important? Now
Right.
you got them thinking about, maybe I don't want to do this deal.
Yeah.
And that's how you get
So
ghosted.
here's the thing, and it respects their time and yours. And so I'm big about, hey, listen, we all come in with the same thing. God's given us each a gift each and every day. It's the same amount of time,
Right.
and it's how you use it. So I'm always like, dude, wrap it up. Let's go,
Yep.
because y- if you can succinct and stay on the course, the map that you've lined out, you as a salesperson are going to have more opportunities and have more closes because you're staying to the path and you're not diverting and taking a Sunday drive in the middle of the presentation,
Right.
which happens.
And people talk. I mean,
Right.
guys talk out on the golf course, ladies talk at, the socials that they go to. Man, we just got back from our financial advisor. We were there for 4 hours. And then your client's saying, "Really? I was in with my guy for like a half."
Right.
And I was totally clear. That's they're talking referrals.
Right.
"Oh, you should call my guy."
Yeah.
30 minutes. He tells you exactly how it's gonna go. Doesn't really feels like he's your friend. He's not trying to sell you something. He's just trying to help you. You should call my guy, and
Yep.
that'll translate to more business. But Kevin, you know what? Let's talk about your book. Why did you write the closing manual?
Yeah, because honestly, I kept watching talented salespeople lose deals they deserve to win in different industries. Same mistake. They performed a pitch instead of leading the conversation. Uh, the book, it lays out everything we just covered. It's the scripts, the question trees, the objection loops, the close maps. And I built it specifically for annuities and life, but let me tell you, it transfers to any high trust sell because, and the reason I did it was for our industry. Um, I'm hearing, I'm having trouble selling annuities. It's not hard to sell, but I've sold everything out there. It, if you're having a conversation, you're going to be good at sales. If you can stay to the roadmap, you're going to close more sales. So really, it's a playbook. I just wish someone had handed me that out, 30 plus years ago.
Right, and it doesn't matter whether you're sailing or selling sailboats or billy goats.
Right.
You can use these tips in any industry. And another thing is Kevin doesn't write like a professor. This ain't a textbook. This is a field tested manual straight from live room.
Yeah. I can't really talk on theory. The reason I love mentoring and writing these books is because I've done it. I've made these mistakes and I've reevaluated and made these fixes. So if I can help people avoid some of this wasted time of me trying to figure it out, then it's helped a lot of people. So it's kind of my, give back the one source that you can't get more of. I just mentioned it a little early. That's time.
Right.
So there's less chasing, more closing. I guarantee you read this, you exercise, put this into action, you're going to feel better about yourself and about the way that you went in sales.
Yeah, and grab the closing manual. The link is in the comments section down there and in the show notes. Mark it up, highlight it, write in the margin, keep it next to your phone. I've watched advisors add that book to their daily reps and double their confidence in 30 days because they finally have a system.
Yeah, today, you got the why interview, the close map, the confidence deposits that you can make before every meeting, and the fixes for the four places deals die and how to keep them alive.
And if this helped, hit like, follow, and subscribe. Share it with one salesperson who needs the conversation first close. And if this helped, do the simple things like follow, subscribe. And if you're a consumer who wants a plan that protects income without added market risk, visit planliferight.com. You can request a quote right there on the website, or you can book a consult in just minutes.
Yeah, and if you're an advisor who wants the system, not just the software, go to advisorrescue.net. I'm Kevin Ross. He's Matt Floyd. Remember, stop pitching, have the conversation.
And next week, we'll finish the series with advanced material, framing risk like a pro, stacking micro agreements, the Ben Franklin and Columbo closes in modern language, and post close psychology that prevents buyer's remorse.
Yeah, so bring a notebook. We're going to dive deep. Until then, plan smart, sell with confidence, and always plan life right.